begin by saying that of all the LEAs in the state of Ohio, there are 783 that have students currently enrolled within third grade. So we've tried to look at the 2010-11 data, again, not the current report card data, the 2010-11 data, just to do some simulations of what the actual data looks like. In 573 of the 783 LEAs that have third graders, it's approximately 72%. Approximately 72% of all schools in Ohio that have third graders would be eligible to retain less than 10 students specifically for retention purposes based upon a cut score of 390, and 538 or 69% would have less than 10 students if it's 392. The purpose of giving that information is to look at, well, then where are the bulk of the students actually falling? And this becomes a conversation that we believe has impact for other work that the State Board of Education can do. In that, specifically, 1/3 of all school district, or 1/3 of all students that are eligible to be retained are actually currently within 11 schools or school districts throughout the state of Ohio if you adopt the 390, and there are 12 schools districts if it's 392. When you go through further data analysis and look at specifically the 390, half of the students eligible for retention are in 41 school districts and community schools. 1/3 of those are specifically, as I had said, in 11 specific school districts that represent 17% of their total third grade population. It probably will not be a surprise to you that those 11 school districts predominantly fall within the urban environment within the state of Ohio. Thus, it becomes an opportunity for conversation, perhaps within the urban committee, to have discussion as a potential focus. What can the urban committee do to try to work with school districts to further support the third grade guarantee, given the implications and impact that the data presently shows within that environment? It also has a direct relationship, obviously, to closing the achievement gap, specifically for reading, when you look at the impact of what also could be had throughout the state. Again, 72% of the districts have less than 10 students that would be eligible for retention, and in fact, 19% of the school districts, 152 of the 783, have 0 students eligible for retention. So we're giving you some additional information to try to help frame the concept of the picture to understand that although the third grade guarantee is being implemented through Senate Bill 316, there are specific data that become available that not every third grader in the state of Ohio obviously is eligible for retention. We've gone through, and this data represents, pulling out specifically limited English proficient and or students with disabilities. These are students that are not on an IEP, and they are not students that have LEP services being provided within their school or school district. So the focus becomes, how do we lift up that ability for schools to further support and provide necessary intervention to support the reading for students throughout the state? Again, 392, and looking forward to next year, using 10-11 data, you see similar numbers that 69% of the school districts would have less than 10 kids eligible for retention, and in fact, 17% of those current schools would not have any kids that would be eligible for retention as presently defined if we use 392 as the cut score. This information, again, is being provided to further explain the numbers and what that overall target looks like, because when you see 8,900 kids, what does that really look like within schools? And where are those students falling dominantly throughout the state? Again, this is based upon 2010, 2011 data.